Hello, my friends. It's Jana Eubank. Welcome to Austin's Library Project Video Hop. I'm so honored that my good friend Becky Adams has asked me to participate in this year's video hop. And if you're not familiar with why Becky does this video hop, let me tell you a little bit about it. Unfortunately, Becky lost her son Austin unexpectedly 4 years ago, and each year in memory of him, they do a special library project where they collect donated books to give to her local school, which I love. They have collected over 1,500 books. Last year alone, she collected 688 books, thanks in large part to the scrapbooking community. Awesome, thank you. And so I love that we come together and support her in this effort. It's such a good thing. I don't know about you, but Library Day was my favorite day when I was a kid. And so I love that she does this. And so I'm going to link some more information about the project below, as well as a link to the Austin's Library Project wish list on Amazon if you would like to donate a book. I'm going to head on over and shop for my younger Jana self and just pick out some books that I know I would have loved to check out from the library when I was young. Now, I'm grateful for this opportunity to do a layout about reading or because I love to read. In fact, I wake up every morning. I wake up usually around 5 or 6 a.m. So that I have time to read before I go to work or before our family activities. So I've never actually recorded this in my scrapbook. So I'm grateful for this video hop because it kind of prodded me to take some selfie photos and record this very important part of my life. So I'm using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Farmhouse Garden Collection. This is actually a collection from 2021, and I haven't had the opportunity to work with it yet. So I'm really drawn to the blush and soft blue colors of this collection, and I thought it went with my photos perfectly. And so that's what I pulled out to work with. Now in the background, I'm using the Color Vibe Woods paper. This is the cream ledger paper as my background. I just love that it has that little subtle nod to reading or to office products. And so I'm going to incorporate those types of things into this page as I work today. Now, this collection is actually still available at scrapbook.com and other places. So if you love these papers too, be sure to check out the links below to go and purchase those. So I've picked out this really pretty soft blue floral, and now I'm thinking about adding in a few more patterns here. I have that one strip that had the rooster and the florals on it. I kind of covered up the rooster because I wasn't sure if I wanted that to show. But I decided to just leave it with these few simple pattern papers so that my embellishments could take center stage. Now, I happen to have a thing for collecting school products or school-themed scrapbook products or office-themed scrapbook products. So I was so excited to pull out some of my supplies today and incorporate those into this layout. So I'm using this Hero Arts library card stamp and die set, and it creates this cutest little pocket with a fun little library card. And so I'm just die cutting that out with some Color Vibe warm white cardstock, and then the pocket is from one of the pattern papers from the collection. So I'll just stamp that up, and this is where I will write my journaling about how I love to wake up and read my scriptures as well as other books every morning, and that will look so cute on this project. Now the little pocket is just flat across the top, and I thought it would be even cuter with a little notch. So I just used my ruler to find the center point and then a small circle punch to just add a notch to the top of that pocket. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to pull out some other dies that I have in my stash. I love die cutting, if you haven't noticed, and I love collecting them. So these are these really cute book dies by KS Craft. They are also on Amazon, and I will link that below as well. So it comes with 2 different sizes of books, and so I'm just using some of the solid papers and the pattern papers from the collection to die cut out these books, and I'll just put those together now. I'm using the warm white Color Vibe cardstock again to use as my base layer and to die cut the pages, so I'll just take a moment to cut those and assemble those. Now I like to ink all of my edges on papers with a really soft gray ink. That's just me. I know inking is kind of an older school type technique, but I still really love to do it. I love the soft shadow effect that it gives things, and then also when you're working with lighter pastel papers or whites, it just kind of adds defining edge. So all those pieces have been inked really gently with a soft gray ink, and now I'm just putting them together. So these cute little books are going to layer together on my project, and I decide that I'm actually going to stamp like a title on the smaller one. So I'm going to grab the stamp set from this collection in just a moment. And I love our stamp sets because they come with lots of great images, but they also come with smaller phrases that are perfect for adding to embellishments like this or to small tags. And so inside of this pack, there's this fun phrase that says homemade happiness. And I feel like reading is that, you know, reading a book with your child or reading a book for yourself is a form of homemade happiness. Now, this farmhouse garden collection I've mentioned earlier, it does have a farmhouse theme, but it also has lots of great phrases about being a family and being home and just gathering together. And I love that. It's really a wonderful, beautiful collection. So I'm going to layer those two book embellishments together in the bottom left corner, and now I'm pulling out a few chipboard pieces. I grabbed one that says happiness to put on the front of my library card pocket, and then I'm going to use another one that says home sweet home up on that main photo there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my title placement. My idea was to put the title across the top, so I grabbed the black foam alpha stickers from Simple Stories, and I'm just using the edge of the release paper to line up my words, and then I'm that way I can make sure they're straight before sticking them onto my project. It's also really helpful to do this if you want to center your title. So here I am. I thought I would use the title every morning because I do. I read every single morning. And it was a little bit longer than my the space that I had. So I thought, well, I'll just layer in some flower die cuts here, and then it could overlap onto that section. Now, as I look at these letters a little more, I love them, but I'm almost feeling like it's too bold of a title, like it's pulling away too much focus. I like how the black color balances out the black library pocket at the bottom, but I'm just not sure if I want to use that big of a title. So I'm going to move on to some embellishment, and I'll come back and play with the title again in a minute. So I've grabbed some more of the die cuts. There's lots of vegetable and fruit die cuts with this farm themed collection, and I just wanted more greenery at the top, so I actually used the top of the pear die cut to just have the green peek out to add a little bit more greenery to those orange flowers. I grabbed a smaller orange flower and another floral piece to layer together in the bottom right corner next to that pocket. And now I'm returning to my title. I found these smaller stickers from the Alpha sticker pad, the Classics by Simple Stories, and I thought, okay, this is a better size. So I put that there on the top, but unfortunately, I do end up changing it in a minute. So here I tacked it all on. I actually loved the size of it, but on the left side, there's this awkward space in between the word every and the top of the photo, and I wasn't sure how to embellish it. I almost felt like that was some trapped white space if you are familiar with design principles. And so I do end up peeling that title off. I know, I'm crazy. I'm so indecisive sometimes when I scrapbook. So in the meantime, I do add some more florals next to the book. I added that same pear sticker behind the Home Sweet Home chipboard. And now I'm adding in some butterfly die cuts from the collection. I'm just kind of sprinkling them throughout. I do layer this white butterfly underneath the happiness chipboard, but I then switch it out right here for this one that has a little bit of orange because I liked how it just brought in more of that orange color from the flowers die cuts that I was using. On the chipboard page, or the chipboard sticker set, I picked out these little tiny gingham hearts, which are so cute, so I had to sprinkle those around, and I just love the bit of that gingham pattern around the page. So here I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good, but then I noticed that trapped white space, and it, like I mentioned before, and it's bothering me. So I don't know why. Sometimes I overthink these things. Okay, a lot of the time I overthink these things. So I peeled them all off. I grabbed that morning word that I had made the first time around with the foam stickers, and now I'm going to change my title to say morning routine. I grabbed this sheet of label stickers from the sticker pad from Farmhouse Garden collection, and then I used some older Studio Calico stamps to stamp out the word routine to go below that. And I actually really like how this looks. It balances out the library pocket on the bottom, but it doesn't take so much focus. Now there was that little bit of a space to the right of the title, and so I thought I'm going to tuck in something there. And I decided to bring in the roosters from the collection because this is a story about my morning routine. So I thought that that would be like a funny little nod to the morning by adding those in. So I grabbed these 2 die cuts. I try those out, but then I find this one a bit later from the bits and pieces, and I like that one more because it has a house in it. And then down in the lower left, I just use a rooster brad instead of the rooster die cuts. Now my final detail is I wanted to add a couple of mini brads to this label, and they're totally crooked. I didn't punch those holes very well, but you know what? That's okay. It just adds a little bit of character to this project. And that is my completed layout. I hope you have enjoyed watching this come together. Again, please be sure to check out Becky Adams' Austin's Memorial Library Project and visit the wish list on Amazon if you would like to donate a book to this very cool cause. Thank you again to Becky for having me and letting me participate in the hop. And be sure to follow all the other links so that you can see what all the other designers have made. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again soon.